It's time to open up a KAWS Holiday drop. And this is the first order for a KAWS figure I was able to place direct. And funny enough, it was ordered January 7th when it dropped, and it didn't arrive until April 28th. So you could see what the time period is there for the DDT store to deliver these. It was a little bit troubling trying to get the order through on the website. It's like they dropped, but they weren't released, and I kept refreshing. And then finally, after a few attempts, they magically had inventory, and I just rushed through to try to get them. And what I ended up picking up, as you'll see right here, is one of the hoodies. And then I also got the black figure because I'm going for the black collection. I would say that it seemed like there was enough time that you probably could have gotten one of the complete sets. They sold the KAWS Changbai figure as a complete set, or you could buy each of the individual one-offs. I think the porcelain looking one for the figures was a little bit harder to get, and of course the snow globes were harder to get because those had more limited numbers. But yeah, I couldn't tell you about all the other stuff. And I've never had any of the KAWS clothing, so this is completely new to me. And I wasn't sure. I was like, you know, I got some friends that might enjoy it, and I really appreciated that it was a super simple logo version of the sweatshirt. So it's subtle, it's not all in your face, and yeah, it has a nice zip top to the bag. And I have to say, it's got some weight to it. This seems pretty heavy. And it's funny because January, I could have worn this out, I could have worn it on the channel. Now I'm looking at a heavy sweatshirt in April where it was like 90 degrees last week, and it's 70s, so a little bit better this week, but it's like, is this gonna sit for a while until next season? I don't know. This, I was a little shocked by, shipping all the way from Hong Kong, and it's in the actual packaging for the figure. So you can see, if I flip it over here, where it's already checked for black, because that's the version that's in this box, and it's one piece. I thought it would have been in another box to protect it, but maybe this is enough. You know, I don't really know. I had started seeing some posts on Reddit and other places about people getting damaged figures from the DDT store and some of the shenanigans gone through when contacting them. And the important thing to remember is that with all the KAWS drops, there is no guarantee on the packaging. But if you get the figure itself and it's busted up already, that's kind of a disappointment. Interesting, white box. I don't have any KAWS figures in a white box yet. Nothing inside the box itself, but there is some nice bubble wrap on here to protect it. Just a little bubble wrap pouch. It absolutely looks like the typical KAWS box, which has been black historically, but this time it's in white. And if you look close, you can still see those X's all over the outside, which gives it not only a little bit more art feel, but also that authenticity if you're looking for it. You can see on the back there, got the NFC tag we're gonna scan in a minute. You've got all the other markings to verify it as an authentic piece. And let's go ahead and do the scan for fun. So they do use that ARR app, all rights reserved, you can see there. So hit the start button. Once that first authentication tap, which we're gonna give it. Sometimes this doesn't work on the first shot, so let's see what happens. What do we get? What do we get? Second tap. Get a little buzz. Oh, there it is. There's the message. Cannot be verified. Try again. First tap over again. Look at that. That's garbage. Second tap. Nothing. This is the crazy thing, because if I do this long enough, I'm sure it's going to come up authentic. There it is. See what I mean? So it's a little frightening at first. Like if you're buying something off of StockX and you're wondering, is this actually legit? And you do those couple scans, you got to keep trying and trying and trying. And I submitted a case once with the support team, and they were basically like, tough stuff. Like it's just one way to verify it. So, you know, grain of salt. on that one. So when I open up the lid, here is what I'm seeing inside. Sorry for the light glare. We got some paperwork. And the sleeve that's wrapping it all together is super low on it for some reason. There's the card, just like on the sweatshirt. Changbai Mountain. And it says, for its 8th iteration, KAWS Holiday will be making a stop in Changbai Mountain, Baishan City, Jilin Province, China. And apologies to everyone for butchering that. But it talks about all the other cities. And of course, this was like a big snow sculpture that was released out there. And you got your little card about how to use the app to verify the authenticity when it works. Then you can use this strap inside, like so, to pull the figure up. But because it's not centered, I'm a little skeptical of that. It does have a little silica gel bag inside to keep it dry, which is even more amazing that I once received one of these from StockX that was all molded out all over the styrofoam. It's just like, you can't pretend that was taken care of. So I took the top plastic piece off. There's a little barrier right here to protect the legs. Looks to be all wrapped up. So that little protective paper is going all the way around the body. And then I can use that to pull it out too, which is nice. So this is interesting. The figure itself, when you looked at that NFC scan that I did, it showed the figure with gold eyes. So the typical KAWS gold eyes. But when you look at the actual figure, like we're about to, it doesn't have the gold eyes. I wonder if they went for a design initially and then pulled back on it. There is the latest KAWS Holiday figure, the Changbai Mountain release. And when I saw the design of this one, it was the whole reason I wanted to go for it first, because it's holding a kiddo right here, and knowing that I have a 4-year-old right now at the time of making this totally reminded me of me and him, and thinking about all the holidays we're gonna go on, and it just gave me that mood right there. So it's not the typical sad KAWS vibe, but you know, the holiday figures really aren't. They, for the most part, they encapsulate just relaxing and enjoying instead of the moody, sad vibe right there. And looking at it, you know, each of them do have the X's on the gloves, the X's on the eyes. So that works. I'm curious if his pants have the little Mickey Mouse buttons. Yeah, they do on that figure too. So it's interesting how they're put together. You know, I'm sitting here going, did they just pop the child in there, or how does that work? It looks like it's definitely part of the mold. And if you look on the bottom, you can see how the feet come together. And of course the KAWS Holiday stamp right there too. Or I should say paint job. And it says made in China, which is where this actual monument was. Go figure. So yeah, it's a gorgeous figure. It's well put together for the structure of the sculpture. And it's interesting. This is one of the few KAWS pieces that really dropped in value over time, if that's something you really care about. You know, it came out, I'm sure over time it's going to appreciate like they all do. But it had a big dip up front, which is curious, and the black took the biggest hit. But black is my favorite, so I have no complaints. I got exactly what I wanted. This is the KAWS Changbai Mountain Holiday figure depicting the sculpture in China. Let's go ahead and give it a spin. Thanks for watching.